What's up, guys? This is Astranox. In this video, I'm going to be checking the Epic 7 preview for Robin and Disciplinary Prefect Aria. So, we'll go over this and as well as the 1-minute update summary real quick. This is the second batch of accounts I decided to go with. They're farming right now, getting some carrots before the shop closes, which there's only... what is it, like 14 hours or something like that left, so I gotta hustle up. The shop is almost fully cleared, so that's pretty good. Good luck to everyone trying to clear that out. Okay, let's begin here. So we're gonna start with Robin. Looks very interesting, actually. This I'm not gonna have sound on, but this hero, man, she's not limited. She's gonna be there on the... I don't want to make a mistake. I wrote it down here. Robin is going to be available on the 29th of May. And ML Aria is going to be available on the 5th of June, basically when Etheria Restart releases. I don't know about the time exactly for both of them, but yeah, so let's go here. Robin, that surprised me. Her kit, man, her skill 3, her skill 2. She's gonna be a hero that you want to have. You want to have a lot of speed on someone beside her, as well on herself, from what I understand. Because I'll go over her skills in a second here, but her stats: she inflicts burn, she inflicts bleed as well, and she's able to detonate them. She's able to extend the duration by 2 turns on debuffs that are not the one that. You know, that are movement debuffs. So that's extremely powerful. That's like Dizzy does something like that, but here Robin, okay, so a bit over 1,000 attack. Survivability wise, it's not bad. So yeah, Fire Ranger 5-star, not limited, like I said. 115 speed, that's pretty high. Effectiveness already, that's good. From the Awakening, you need to have effectiveness on her. She doesn't have a soul burn that ignores effect resistance, from what I remember. She's got effectiveness for everyone but herself, or attack for herself. So let's look at Robin, man. Like I will pull for Robin on my first account because she's gonna pair with well with well, heroes that I have, but also like I need speed. I need speed on the account. And I have that on my very first account, right? So here we got skill number 3. Say hello to my little friends, like, you know, Scarface, right? Like, that's a classic. Attacks all enemies with her secret weapon and extends duration of debuffs, except for those which prevent movement by 1 turn. Like, you can see, this is the extension of debuffs. That's strong. But then you got some other stuff. Before a 100% chance after skill up to inflict decreased defense for 2 turns, right? This is an AoE. This is an AoE. When this skill is not on cooldown at the start of an ally's extra turn, grants swift attack to the caster and increases combat readiness by 25%. So this skill, you don't want to open with this thing. You want to have an ally that is very fast, like Renak, gets an extra turn, which will push her. And you're going to be able to do really crazy stuff because you basically want her to go first, from what I understand. And then you get like Renak or someone else that has very high speed, gets an extra turn, right? And then she's going to basically go after that ally again, unless, you know, there's Politis, there's a way for you to not get your CR pushing, so she can almost go back to back, and she can do her combo, which is very deadly. So the soul burn on this thing is at the end of the turn, detonates bleed and burn effects inflicted on the target. This is an AoE, right? So Silver Blade Araminta, which was just buffed, or anyone that puts bleed, that puts burn, especially putting those debuffs on, you know, the whole enemy team. Let's just look at that skill number 2, because that's when things get crazy. Like, you're able to get her to go again to pop that skill number 3, but the thing is, she by herself is able to put so many burns, and she puts as well on her skill 1, she puts bleed, so that allows her to by herself, right? Like these burns are from her as well. I don't know what the rest of the team is. There is Renak on their team, right? So right, she's there in the back, right? There's Abyssal Euphine, and there's Renak, there's ML Angelica. So you can see with her skill 2, she put the burn, and the skill 3 extended the duration, right? And she's got the defense, right? Like, just by herself, with the burn that she's putting, she's gonna deal very high damage, because a burn ignores 70% of the target's defense. And then if that's not enough, there's defense break on the enemy team as well, like for cleaning up, right? So let's just look at this skill number 2. Attacks all enemies with a grenade launcher, dispelling 2 buffs before a 100% chance each to inflict 3 burn effects for 1 turn. 3 burns. That's huge. Increases combativeness of the caster by 50%. So you're halfway there to go again. And then you've got the swift attack, right, on the skill 3 that's triggering, because you didn't pop the skill 3 already. It was saying, like, if that skill 3 is available, you're an ally went before her, got an extra turn, then you're getting that swift attack, right? And you're also getting a CR push. So all in all together, she's going to be able to go after that ally. So basically 3 burn, best case scenario, unless, you know, that 15% innate resist. Of course, there's a lot of cons to this hero, you know, like double AoEs, and the fact that she has to deal damage and then land the debuff, which means, like, if she's missing her attack, if the enemy is evading, those debuffs are not landing. So, right, like, there is issues with the hero, but then they're not non-attack skill, so you're not triggering like Politis, Celine, stuff like that. So, you know, pros and cons. So yeah, by herself, she, I mean, not by herself. You need to have someone else to be, you know, go second, because she's going first, she's doing this, then the ally like Renak goes, and then she goes again, and that's, yeah, that's gonna be very dangerous combo that you're doing here. And that's a 4-turn cooldown, and I don't remember what the skill 3 cooldown was. Her skills, they look cool. Yeah, so I'll be pulling for her. That's gonna be a lot of fun, I think. Like, I want to try her out with like Silverblade or Mintha. So skill number 1, I mean, they didn't leave it on the screen for long, but it's just an S1. Attacks the enemy with a dagger and has a 100% chance to inflict bleed for 2 turns, because you get the 15% effect chance from the skill ups. That's a 100% chance. That's actually pretty good for a skill 1. Bleed, I believe it's 30% of your, based on 30% of your attack, and burn is based on 60% of your attack, and they both penetrate 70% of the target's defense, unless they have, you know, penetration resistance, right? So yeah, I mean, she's gonna be an interesting hero, like with a lot of player having Renak, and I do have Renak on my first account. Now her artifact, I didn't actually check her artifact beforehand, so increases effectiveness by up to 30%. So it's going to be between 15 and 30% when you have it only a single artifact like this. You didn't like limit break it. So we're talking about 7.5, 22.5% effectiveness increase, right, for the wearer. And then after attacking has, let's say, 75% chance if you only have it at plus 15. Has a 75% chance to inflict burn on the target for 1 turn. So now with this thing fully limit broken and at 30 level max, that is 100% chance to put a burn for 1 turn. Okay, can only be activated once every 2 turns. So there's that at least, right? But yeah, burn plus bleed with that skill 1. Oh, okay, there's another big thing here. Wow, this is big actually. This is not for skill 1 only. This is after attacking with anything. So basically, oh, and of course the skill 2 strips the enemy's buffs before putting the burns, which is huge. So you don't need a stripper. She has that already in her kit. So like I forgot to mention that. But yeah, so she's able to put 4 burns on the enemy with that skill number 2, and she can burn with skill number 2, she can burn with skill number 3, she can burn with skill number 1. So that's very cool. And you can have other rangers wearing this artifact as well. It doesn't say that you can only put it on herself, right? And it doesn't say that you cannot have it more than once in your team. I'm just saying, you know, the possibilities. I'm not saying this is the optimal route, right? But there's quite a few things we're gonna be able to do with with her. So yeah, I'm gonna try her out. Like, I'm gonna get her, I'm gonna try her out, and it says here when she's gonna be available, and they don't say it's a limited one, right? Drop rate up summon starting on the 29th of May. Very cool. I like it. I like it. I like Robin. She's not limited, so that's extra points there, because, you know, like, it's rough, like, having like limited heroes here and there when like we might be low on currency, low on the bookmarks, right? So if you don't get her now, you can later down the line, you're doing like Covenant summons, you know, you're popping a random 4 to 5 star hero summon, a guarantee 5 star or something from an event. There you go, you could get her, right? So I mean, I'm not saying like she's broken or something. There's a lot of issues with Robin, right? There's a lot of ways to counter her, but by her, I mean, not by herself, I keep saying by herself, but, you know, oh my god. That jingle on ML Aria. Insane. Okay, so Dark Warrior, another one of those, right? But man, her design, okay, like they clearly know what they're doing. Smilegate is at it again. So yeah, I mean, look at her. That's crazy stuff. So yeah, her kit, let's go over it here in a second. So she's able to actually boost the team's effect resistance, and also she scales off of health, and she always crits. So that's so much value, because that means she's way easier to build, because you can stack health on her and you don't have to worry about building crit, right? So that means it leaves room for other stats to increase her survivability, right? You not only want to have health on her, you want to have you know, some defense as well to boost her survivability. I mean, you want all kinds of stuff. You want speed, you want I mean, you want crit damage, but you don't need crit because she always crits, right? So for the team, she has effect resistance imprint, and for herself, she's got health, right? So survivability is pretty solid, health and defense together, right? And yeah, the health is high, so that's good, because she scales off of health as well, right? So let's look at her kit, because that passive is nice for teams that like to stack effect resistance on top of like stacking effect resistance, like from imprint, you know, from gear, from artifact, right? Okay, so the passive, unwavering execution increases soul burn consumption of the enemy by 100%. Now, this is not billion level OP, but that's not the only thing that this passive does, right? So the thing is, you want her in a team that stacks effect resistance. And what is the big problem when you're running a team like that? It's soul burns that ignore effect resistance, putting all that gear in the garbage. But if she doubles the soul burn cost, right, for the enemy, that means like they might not be able to pull it off with a single Tagil's Ancient Book, right? They cannot pull it off with their normal strategy. And then when you ban, then you could just like ban whatever might be holding that second one, whatever hero might enable them to ignore effect resistance. So it makes it harder for the enemy to pull off their combo, and then the value of your effect resistance even better, because your team's going to be more successful because they can't ignore effect resistance. At the start of the first battle, increases effect resistance proportional to maximum health. So you're stacking health, you're boosting your survivability, you're boosting your damage, and you're also increasing the effect resistance. When the caster is not inflicted with a debuff, so you're stacking effect resistance, there's less chance that you have a debuff on you. Increases effect resistance of all allies by up to 40% after skill ups. That's actually a massive amount of effect resistance on top of like memory imprint, gear of course on the heroes, artifacts. That is a big chunk of it. And not only that, she's easier to gear because she needs health, which boosts her damage, her survivability, which also increases her effect resistance, which means it's even easier to just gear this hero. You don't even have to go like maximum, like min-max on effect resistance on, her stats, because she's getting a lot of it already from her passive, unless of course the passive gets disabled. But like, let's say like New Moon Luna, she can't do her soul burn if ignore effect resistance, then yeah, because of her passive, right? So it mess up the enemy, and they will have to bring like 2 Tagil's Ancient Book carriers, and they might not be able to. And of course, like if you're stacking effect resistance and you're in Guild War or you are in Arena, you're fighting the AI. You're fighting a defense of someone that's played with the AI, which means they're not soul burning, so they're not ignoring effect resistance. So your team is, you know, their effect resistance is reliable. So yeah. Skill number 3, attacks the enemy with a merciless iron fist, granting a barrier to all allies for 2 turns. So you're stacking effect resistance, so that barrier is gonna stick on your team, and barrier can also be used as a way to protect some of your other buffs on your team, because like if for some reason some stuff doesn't get resisted, and some of their debuffs, some of their strip is let through it, your effect resistance, then that barrier could be a protection as well. Before increasing defense penetration of this skill by 35%. Now, yeah, there is, you know, defense penetration resistance nowadays, but the thing is, this thing actually can stack up to 2 times the penetration. So as you use this thing, the skill 3 more and more, the penetration is higher. A successful attacks always results in a critical hit. Damage dealt and barrier strength increases proportional to the caster's maximum health. Health scaling on her. That's beautiful. I love heroes like that because they're easier to gear and you can make them so tanky. Like so tanky, right? Increases damage dealt and decreases cooldown, skill cooldown by 1 turn on the soul burn for only 10 souls. So I don't know what the multipliers are on this thing, but you know, like I guess like you're gonna want to soul burn this so you can cycle it ASAP, right? From 4 turn. Actually, they don't actually show the cooldown. Whoa, wait a second. Like I don't remember 100% now. Like let's see what they actually say in the subtitle, because if it's a 4 turn cooldown that they show here and then the skill up is -1 turn, is that a 3 turn cooldown down to a 2 turn cooldown with the soul burn? Let's see here for like what they say. So yeah, I mean, like her kit is strong. She's definitely usable. I mean, she's not like must pull. It's a hero that is not that hard to actually gear for. But if you're stacking effect resistance on your team, then she's gonna make your life a whole lot easier, right? So there we go. It's coming here, I think, right? Unless they talked about the cooldown. Did they talk about the cooldown at the very start? So anyways, yeah, that animation, man, is crazy. So okay, what I want to show here is that they don't actually have, as you can see on top of her, let me show my cursor, you can see that they don't have the skill name here. That's her skill popping, saying that like, I think it's maximum penetration here. It's already at 2 stacks. You can see like skill C2129 underscore like 3 underscore SKNM times 2. So I think this is the damage with her. Let's put play with 28,000 health. That's her damage after the penetration is at 70%. So you gotta keep that in mind, right? Like that's the thing. I'm just gonna go back because I want to see that when they talk about the skill up, I mean the cooldown on this thing. Wait, they didn't talk about it. Actually, guys, I think that's what it is. This is 4 turn cooldown is actually before skill ups, because they always show stuff without the skill up, right? So yeah, that's a 3 turn cooldown down to 2 turn cooldown with soul burn. And it's only 10 souls, so you can use that often. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. This is like ambitious Tywin soul burning. It can be very dangerous. Like if you, yeah, it's gonna be something. So let's just see it again here. The damage, I'm pretty sure that's with the 2 stack of penetration, because like I've shown you guys, it's, what was it, 23,000? Yeah, I mean it's nice. It's nice. So here, the skill number 1. Now this skill 1 is actually really interesting. attacks the enemy, increasing combativeness of the caster by 15%, so faster cycling. When Purge is on cooldown, so when Purge is on cooldown, this is the skill number 3, activates Disciplinary Action as an extra attack. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's health. Disciplinary Action attacks the enemy, inflicting up to 10% injuries. A successful attack always results in a critical hit. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's maximum health. So they don't say that it has to be on her turn, which means it will work on counterattack. It will work on dual attacks. So there's a lot of strategies here. Not only you are making her cycle faster with the 15% CR, if she's triggering a counter, if she's triggering a dual attack, you're also like, you're attacking, and then you're attacking again, and you're inflicting injuries, right? And you don't have to build crit chance on her because she's critting with the skill, all her attack. Skill 1, wait a second. Oh, okay. The skill 1, the first hit, doesn't have a guarantee crit. Oh, I just caught that now. I just caught that. So she attacks, and then if the skill 3 is on cooldown, she will trigger the extra attack, but that first portion will not crit. So still, not worth building crit chance on her. There's no way. It's not worth it. Let me just, real quick... Let me just send them here. I gotta get those carrots, boys. Like, those carrots are too good. Gotta clear the shop. Gotta clear the shop ASAP. This event is ending soon. So I'm not even doing the highest spirit altar. I just want this thing done, man. Like, at least I'm not wasting sky stones to, like, buy, like, instant completion, like, tickets. Because that's... yeah, I mean, you guys might have seen, like, what the ML5s I'm gonna be running on. This is the second batch of account. I have, yeah, I'm playing 21 accounts, actually 22 accounts. I brought back an old one that actually pulled Harsetti, which is interesting. Yeah. Okay, so back to this. So yeah, we got injuries as well on this thing, and you could inflict injuries often with counter attacks, dual attacks. So that could be quite dangerous, actually. Could be quite dangerous. So yeah, but the thing is, her skill number 3 needs to be on cooldown. So like, if you're not going, if you're so slow and you're going so much later in the battle, then your counters, they're not triggering that extra attack, right? So the thing is, okay, was it here that I've noticed that? Yeah, okay, so they are using Death Dealer Ray, and there's, you know, she's got the Pestilence, there's the Venom triggering, so like, I think the injury being inflicted is actually more than she's actually inflicting, right? But that, wait, that was her, no, that's the injury from the skill number 1, right? So yeah, she's inflicting injuries, but it's actually more because of the Pestilence, you know, with the Venom triggering, from what I understand. But anyways, like, that's a lot of injury happening. If she's triggering some counters when the skill 3 is on cooldown, if she's getting called into dual attacks, you could force that with a hero that calls, you know, someone into a dual attack. So yeah, I mean, her design, I mean, top notch, of course. She looks awesome. Now, that's not going to be a hero for everyone, of course. She's going to be out on the 5th of June. So, I mean, like, Etheria Restart's coming out on the 5th of June, which I'll be playing. You know, I'll give the game a shot. Let's see how it performs. And it seems to be very free-to-play friendly. But I want to test it out. I want to test it out. So that's the thing. Because there's some stuff like, apparently, like, hero dupes, the stat boost would not work in PvP. In RTA, in Arena, all that stuff, but actually that was a misconception. It actually will work, so not as free to play as I thought there. And I don't know what the pull currency will be over time in Etheria Restart. Like, Epic 7 is way like there's no way there it's as free to play as Epic 7 from what I've seen. Epic 7 is, I mean, but you know, Epic 7 when it came out, it wasn't as free to play friendly as now, but it was still super free to play friendly. So I want to test it out and see, you know, I don't want to have only Epic 7 in my rotation of games. So yeah, I mean, this is gonna be like, you're gonna have her in a kind of like a turn 2 team, bruiser team. You know, you're gonna take it slow. I mean, Death Dealer Ray with her, that works well. You're like inflicting even more injuries. And if you're fighting a team that's stacking health, that's very tanky, then you know, you can just take all that damage, heal up, stabilize, you know, and you have a lot of effect resistance, so they're not able to like remove your buffs. So your buffs are going to be very, very powerful, and they're going to be extremely reliable if they can't remove them, if they can't strip them. And her barrier comes in there too, helpful to boost the team survivability. So yeah, the barrier I believe was for, I'm not going to go through the whole video, I'm going to jump to the 1 minute update. Her barrier, was it for the herself, all allies? That's for the whole team. Now what I'm curious about is I want to see how thick that barrier is, right? Because we know that the barrier scales off of her health, and they're demoing her, they're previewing her with a lot of health, 28,000, right? There might be some memory imprints in the team at play here to boost her health, but I want to see how thick that barrier is. So you can see Death Dealer Rate does not have a barrier, and I don't remember if she had a barrier. Okay, so it doesn't look so thick, but okay, you can see she didn't have a barrier before, right? Or she did have a barrier. Now I'm wondering, is that new barrier thicker than the previous one? Maybe a bit. Maybe a bit. Like, this is not a lot of bars right there. Like, the middle, that's 50%, right? But like, 1, 2, 3, what is it? It's hard to see. Is it even 10%? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if it's even 10%, guys. It's based on her max health. So, I mean, you could have teammates that have not like stacking a bunch of health, but they're like mixing it up. They could be like defense scaling. So if they're defense scaling, they don't have that much health, and that barrier becomes much thicker, like much more powerful on them. And like I said, like if you're stacking effect resistance, they can't just strip that. They have to actually break it with damage. So more value there. So she seems interesting, not like completely OP hero type of deal, but like she's gonna be a niche hero that will perform well if you're stacking effect resistance, it seems like. So yeah, if you're like injury based, it seems cool, like an RTA toy. But the thing is, you can also use her in arena in Guild War, because you know, like, they're not soul burning you if you're fighting the AI, so there's no ignore effect resistance, which means like your effect resistance is even more valuable, and you don't even have to worry about like banning and all that stuff. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So real quick here, we're gonna go over the update here. So of course it introduces both of the heroes. Robin, I mean, that's a hero that a lot of players will be able to get. A lot of players, you know, later down the line, if it's not now. So, you know, her kit seems very cool. I'm really excited about Robin. You do need quite a bit of speed, but from what I understand, like, you need speed on her. She's got 115 base speed, right? So you need to build a lot of speed. Like, you need to have speed on her, plus your whoever is gonna have the extra turn that will trigger the swift attack on her, plus the CR push, so she can do that skill 2 and skill 3 kind of like back to back, not like back to back, but like nearly. Rift season 4, so only fire elemental heroes allowed. So yeah, I need to get him to Rift. I like to do hunts. Like, it's over time, it's a lot of gold that I'm able to amass, and gold is very important as free to play because you need that gold to do the secret shop refreshes, right? Keyboard shortcuts added for each content type in the PC client. That's cool. That's nice, actually. You can play the game very quick on the PC client with that. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm running an emulator. I mean, as you guys know, I'm running like 8 instances at a time, and I have 3 batch of account, 21 accounts, but I don't have the shortcuts as nicely laid out as this. Like, I have to make them myself, but that's clean, man. Like, you could go crazy with your keyboard and like go through the game really fast. So that's nice. Yeah, that's a nice change right there. I like this one. Tooltip display improvements. Like, you can see that the wall of text is more condensed. Like, it's less of a wall of text, right? It's you got the same information in the end, so that's cool. I like it. That's a nice change right there. And we got Ludwig with time matter and Lua with spatial temporal fan. So yeah, if you want to pull, right, but I mean, not limited. So usually you want to save your bookmarks for limited or for something completely broken that's brand new, that's been tested, and you don't like jump the gun and just like go and pull like crazy when in the end the hero sucks, right? I really like Charlotte. Charlotte, I mean, I wouldn't pull there, but like, man, like, because I'm starting a bunch of new accounts, and like, I keep remembering my experience about going through the story and like demolishing like every piece of content in PvE almost with Charlotte. It's a ridiculously powerful hero, because those AoE attacks, man, with that attack break on skill 1, and the fact that you don't need to build crit chance on her, right? And you stack that crit damage, you boost her survivability, you can have speed on her, and she keeps AoE attacking when she has a buff, and she self-buff. When you attack her, you put her in the front line, so the enemy attacks her 50% of the time. That's the way the AI works in PvE content. Half the time they will attack the frontliner, right? So then you can kind of like guarantee between her turns she's gonna be buffed up unless she gets stripped. I mean, you could always build some effect resistance, worst case, if that's a problem. And then she's got attack and defense buff by herself. So that means like that AoE attack on skill 1 keeps happening, and she's very tanky, and you put her on lifesteal with an AoE attack spammable skill 1, she just like tops herself back up, right? So good, but not limited. Very old hero. It's just like, yeah, I kind of want to like get her on all of my accounts. Like, she's that good, and even speed farming with her in later like episodes, chapters, and all that. Like, she's gonna deal the damage. Like, she brings a lot of pain, and she's not even limited. That's the crazy thing. So yeah, Robin with an assassin's pledge. Her artifact is nice too. So that's gonna be interesting. Hopefully I can pull it off. Pull the artifact. If not, I'll make it happen. So ML Aria comes with General Purgus. He's actually quite usable, especially if you run very slow teams without speed. Maybe you run Harseti or something like that. You don't want to have speed basically on your team, but General Purgus just cycles your team a lot. If you can get the enemy to attack him, man, like with his exclusive equipment too, there's even more CR pushing. I think it's like from 15 to 18% for CR push for the whole team, and with the exclusive equipment, I believe. That's like my information from very long ago. So yeah, I'd like to know what you guys think about all that in the comment section. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all ya do. Peace out for now.